This is Ethereum on the daily chart. This is actually going to be a really good roadmap. Ethereum, a roadmap of this bull cycle. You can see it's down around 30%. There's the Bitcoin halving, that yellow line going up and down the screen. A lot of people are just like, man, is the bull run over? What is going on? This Ethereum chart, and we're going to zoom out, is going to be such a really good roadmap for us in this bull market. I've been saying time and time again, we're just getting started. I think we are just getting started, and that's all this is. These are my thoughts. This is how I see these markets. And I don't want to keep repeating myself and saying that, but I have been trying to just show different perspectives and different data points in kind of just showing us and really revealing to us how this is exactly where we should be in terms of cryptos as a whole. So I'm going to use Ethereum. I'm going to look at some Bitcoin charts. I'm going to look at Cardano. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. If you enjoy these videos, your support means a ton, and let's just jump into it. This is Ethereum on the daily. Quick glimpse, right? This is a big move for Ethereum. After a big move to the upside, you can see this. Look at that nice move to the upside. And now it's just like it's falling. I want to go over here to Ethereum. This is a weekly chart, and this is the 2016 halving. So Ethereum has 3 Bitcoin halvings under its belt now. And that is really helpful data. The question I have for you as we look at this is, you can see Ethereum's making a nice move going into halving and then actually started falling. And this is on the weekly, not even the daily. Ethereum started falling. Was that it? Was that the end for Ethereum? Let's zoom out for the people that were patient during this fall, right? And we're talking about from that swing high there going into halving to the ultimate swing low, a 71% dip over the course of months. Was it over? No. This was just the beginning. And this is why, and this one data point, this is why oftentimes you hear me say, we're just getting started. And people I get it. I understand why people kind of get a little bit annoyed me saying that over and over. But you can see how for months, we were just getting started, right? Ethereum was just getting started. It just took months. And we're in a very similar environment. If we actually go, we look, there's a bull market happening. It's all that. And then we go to the next Bitcoin halving. You can just see. And many of you remember this. Going into halving, Ethereum was pumping sideways, made a little bit of run up, and then it's actually consolidating. And it was kind of like, man, is this even going to happen for altcoins, right? Basically for months. And still, Ethereum post-Bitcoin halving, really months after Bitcoin halving, Ethereum was, if we look at this, from all-time high down like 83%. What is going on? And then all of a sudden, what happened? Ethereum and altcoins took off, and we entered a really nice bull cycle. Now, if we go and we look at Ethereum now, we're in the same type of environment. But the only difference is the Bitcoin halving, like, it just happened, right? So we have to kind of try and pull in different data to give even more perspective to this story. And we have a really another strong piece of data, and that is to say it's a Bitcoin dominance chart. And I just want to show you something. If you're an altcoin holder, and you don't have to be an altcoin holder of Ethereum or Cardano, you don't have to hold Bitcoin. You can just be all in on XRP or something. Actually, I'm going to look at an XRP chart in this video. It doesn't matter. This roadmap, it applies to the crypto cycle in general. Check this out. This paints such good perspective. Here's the halving of 2016. When we talk about altcoin season, this is Bitcoin dominance falling. That's altcoin season. Notice how it happened around 240 some days after the Bitcoin halving. That's when altcoin season really triggered. We go to the next Bitcoin halving of 2020, 245 days after the Bitcoin halving, we see altcoin season. Bitcoin dominance falling, altcoin season kicking off. And I say this time and time again. I know I repeat myself a lot in these videos, but these are just things that are just happening right now. So many people in crypto right now, they are just like, man, we should be in altcoin season. My altcoin should be at all-time high right now. This is ridiculous. We just looked at Ethereum. We just zoomed out on Ethereum weekly chart, right? And we just looked at the fact that even last cycle, around Bitcoin halving, just after Bitcoin halving even, Ethereum was down 83%. Why should Ethereum and every other altcoin be breaking all-time highs like crazy right now? Especially when you start looking at a Bitcoin dominance chart, and this is a Bitcoin dominance chart. If cycles repeat, right, and if altcoin season waits a similar amount of time, let's just call it 240 days or so, altcoin season isn't even going to start until the end of this year in December. That's if things repeat perfectly, right? With that really nice consistency. Now, there are clues on the Bitcoin charts and the crypto cycles in general that this bull cycle could be happening a little bit sooner, right? As far as cycles go. Bitcoin broke its all-time high before the Bitcoin halving this time around, right? That's something that really has never happened. So we might not have to wait as long for altcoin season, but if we did, we'd be waiting until December. Tell me that doesn't put something into perspective for you. For me, that helps me just sit back and be patient in terms of altcoins. Doesn't matter what altcoin you're holding. So when I look at an ADA chart, for instance, and I'm like, you know what? ADA from all-time high is currently down around 85%. To me, it just looks like Ethereum last cycle around Bitcoin halving. It really just does. And especially when we start considering Cardano, I think, is very much following the footsteps of Ethereum, but a cycle behind. And even if you look at Cardano last cycle, just after Bitcoin halving, down 94%, right? Take it all the way over here. Months later, after Bitcoin halving, down 92%. Put that into perspective. It's like we're right on track when it comes to a Cardano chart. Go to an XRP chart. And this kind of brings into play, I think, an altcoin narrative that I do want to talk about briefly. But look at XRP last cycle. Look at this. XRP post Bitcoin halving last cycle. Was it done? Was it over? Right? It's falling there on this daily chart. No. XRP even made a move from that swing low after the Bitcoin halving to swing high 1,000% in an environment where it was up against a lot. I don't remember exactly when the SEC case started or where that is on this chart, but XRP even made its move, right? And right now, and this plays into that broader altcoin narrative, there is that SEC war. And the Coinbase case, for instance, ADA's on there, Solana's on there. I find it very interesting this cycle around that these altcoins are going through something similar to XRP last cycle. But I think the markets, the crypto markets, from a sentiment standpoint, a psychological standpoint, I think they've really kind of absorbed just that SEC fear. And I think the markets are used to it. And I think people are just like, you know what? I'm not letting that get to me. We're going to see how it plays out in the courts. I really, truly think crypto is going to win in the courts. I do. Only time will tell. But I really think it's not affecting altcoins in a sense or in a similar way of how it would have 4 years ago. And I think that's good for altcoins. And I really, truly think that's good for the altcoin season on this Bitcoin dominance chart that a lot of us are waiting for. And I really think the setup is there. We're just getting prepared. This is a patience game, everybody. And, I'm doing these videos, I'm tracking this journey, and these are just the things that in my own mind that I'm telling myself, that I'm showing myself on these charts, because I get the same way. I am kind of like, man, come on. When are we going to break all-time high, But when I zoom out and I look at all these different pieces of data coming together and they're just screaming at me, they're like, you know what? This is how every cycle has been so far. So I'm going to sit back, relax, let these things play out. I wanted to give you a different perspective on these markets. Let me know your thoughts. I hope you're doing well as we go into the weekend. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.